Not drunk just yet, but we'll make that happen soon. I'm just kidding. No, we're not. Anyways, today we have a special episode for you guys. Once again, I mean, all these episodes are always special because there's always something new to talk about. Today we have another. We're bringing back Jonathan Lindley, who happens to be my broker, mentor, and friend, and we're gonna have him back on this podcast, and we're just gonna talk a little bit more about the state of real estate. We're just gonna from Seattle a little bit, and keep this lively and engaging. And if you have any questions at any given time, whether it's off topic or whether it's something that is you have a burning question, you can go ahead and feel free to ask. We are live on Instagram and we are live on Facebook and YouTube. If you are on Instagram and you're watching this platform, just feel free to drop a comment there if you have any questions or concerns, and we can go ahead and try our best to answer that. And I actually just looked over right now to the Instagram live feed. I was not just live just yet, so I had to go press live. But again, if you are on the Instagram feed and you have questions, just go ahead and ask there. Forgive me if I'm looking this way and looking that way, but we'll make it work, right, baby? Anyways, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and bring Jonathan on stage real quickly. Here we go. What is up, John?
What's going on?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
We're having some technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. Hello? I'm just kidding, John. Hi, April Fool's, buddy. Woo! Hey, man, did you read that one? The one where I said, "Hey, avoid these 10 things." Did you click on it?
There we go. We got rid of the AirPods, bro.
Did you click on that on the I was kidding, by the way, dude. Did you click on that? You're frozen now. Did you click on that one thing I sent you on WhatsApp earlier where it said see more?
Yes, I did.
Did you try to click on it?
Yes, I did. So
I sent it to my wife too. I sent it to my brother, to my wife, to my compadre. I sent it to everybody. That was funny, man. I clicked on it too when I was watching it over here on Facebook. I'm like, this is funny, so I'm just gonna send different people. What's going on, John? How you doing?
Good, man. Same old. Now you know what? That's not true. It's not same old. It's a new day, new opportunity, new week, new month. Start of the second quarter.
You know what, dude? I've never seen business. Let me rephrase. I've never really understood what that was until I became a real estate agent. Like, hey, what's the first quarter? What's the second quarter? What's the third quarter? Because as a teacher, it was all first semester, second semester. First semester was in the second quarter, if you think, or in the second half of the year, right? And so that was the start of our year, And so I never really saw the first quarter and second quarter and third quarter, fourth quarter the way that business-minded people see that. So now that's like we're talking about, hey, how did you do the first quarter? Oh, fuck, I did all right. Oh, hey, I did great, So now we're talking about the second quarter, and you know what, man? I think I ended the first quarter rather good, rather well. You froze?
Yeah, you did, man. You did. Obviously, I get to see your numbers, and you did good, man. I mean, you, in my opinion, are someone that I wish I could be like in terms of the cold calling and the tech side of integration, all of that. Thankfully, I'm thankful for my business. It's all repeat referral,
right?
But I wish I could, get on the phone the way that you do with those leads.
Yeah, and for me, man, it's just been, and when I've shown you my calendar. I've implemented new things every once in a while. Every quarter, I try new things. Every month, I try new things to see what works, what doesn't work. I think I'm starting to really hone in on what works and what doesn't work, and really hone in. Okay, look, how to time manage myself, because I'm not, prior to being a full-time real estate agent, I was obviously a teacher, and with time management wasn't what it's got to be today, and I'm starting to really hone in on that and sharpen my time management skills. But I'll tell you what, man, like I started lead generating again, and I wasn't lead generating because I was catching up on all the leads that I had in my database, and I was just kind of trying to call them. And I think a while back, I think when the year crossed over, I had even reached out. What are you doing with all these leads that are just sitting in your database that you haven't talked to for months at a time? What are you doing with them? I talked to different people here and there, and a lot of it is just put them on a drip. Put them on a drip. Let them get the email. Let them get a monthly newsletter. Send them valuable information, and that's what I've been doing. And believe it or not, dude, like right now, before I got started here, right now, I had this one person contact me, and I obviously didn't answer because I was getting all this set up, but I haven't talked to him in 3 or 4 or 5 months, and this is a lead that came in 2 or 3 years ago. So I'm starting to hone in on my time management skills. Like I said, I've shown you my calendar. I've shown you what I do with my. I don't know that I can call it cold calling, but it's code-ish calling. It's just kind of sitting there in my database. And all of a sudden, I kind of just like, hey, it's time to call. And if I call, make contact, great. If not, then it doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying? But
No, for sure.
but yeah, man. I mean, you're right. Start of the new quarter. I think I talked to you last year. You and I have been meeting here and there. I think this year is going to be a good year for me.
It's going to be a good year. It's going to be a good year all the way around. You know, I mean, last year was a good year. I mean, in terms of, people were still buying, people were still selling. There was a scare of the interest rates. Rates are high. I'm going to wait. Rates are high. I can't buy. Yada yada yada. Granted, some people did lose their purchasing power with those higher rates, but the rates have come down.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, people need to buy. People need to sell. People are relocating. At the
Yeah.
end of the day, whether somebody's renting, somebody's buying, downsizing, upsizing, people need a place to live.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, for sure, dude. I feel that. I think that the new year came around, and I think with the lower interest rates, there was a lot of talk that were they going to come down, were they not going to come down, and I think that slowly and surely, even if they come down half a point, people were very excited about that and just brought more people into the market. So, anyways, man, moving forward, what are your plans to do? Things to do differently this particular next quarter.
I'm trying to get myself, what we talked about, the drip campaigns, get something constant. For all those leads that come in that I don't necessarily get to, or that aren't ready right now, but maybe ready 9, 10, 12. But really, man, what I'm trying to do is just tap into my old database, my old contacts, and see who's out there. People that maybe they bought 5, 6, 7 years ago. Maybe they need to sell now. Maybe they're trying to downsize.
Right.
For me, honestly, going back to basics, man.
Yeah, well, you do a lot of that. The what is it called? The mail outs. You do a lot of mail outs.
Mm-hmm.
You do a lot of what else? You do postcards, mail outs, postcards.
Direct mail, man. For me, honestly, direct mail is something that I really enjoy. Plus, the ROI on it has tremendous upside.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of tremendous upside. Some of my latest few listings here have been directly from direct mail.
Nice.
Yeah, and with some of those tools that we got, KB Core, being able to market listings as we put them up, being able to market listings for open houses, and especially once we sell them, I'll go run a 7-day ad on social media and online through our platform there, and get 5, 10, maybe if I'm lucky, depending what kind of property it is, 15, 20 leads out of it.
Right.
It's just it's a bunch of different things. It's you kind of touched on it earlier. Value. It's just letting the consumer see what value I provide.
For sure. So you kind of cut in and out just a tad, not a lot, but you're cutting in and out here and there in regards to your video feed stopping and going. I don't know if that's on my end because I've been having some shitty ass internet the last couple of days. I don't know if you're seeing me not cut out, or is that on your side?
You're freezing every now and then.
Okay, it might be me. I'm not gonna lie. My internet. We were watching Yellowstone. I'll get to Yellowstone later on. That show is fucking badass, by the way. But we were watching Yellowstone. And my internet's been acting up this week. So if I cut in and out, or if you cut in and out, and I don't catch something, I apologize there. And just fill me in at a later time. Real quick, John, I want to talk to you about what our plans are for this particular podcast. I do have about 4, 5, maybe 6 different segments that I want to get to. I hope that we get to it. Segment number 1, I hope we got. We're going to talk a little bit about the real estate bullshit. What bullshit we put up with, what bullshit we don't put up with. We don't obviously we don't want to defamate anything or anyone, right? But bullshit that we put up with, right? That's segment number 1. I want to get to segment number 2, behind the scenes at Remax Platinum. I want to talk a little bit about a day in your life. What is the day of Jonathan Lindley when he gets up in the morning, and you've had some changes in your life recently. So let's talk a little bit about that. I want to get to the market madness. Like, obviously, we've seen some changes in the real estate market from when we last did a podcast together to today. From that day to this day, and then prior to obviously the August up until now. So I want to talk a little bit about that. And I got some other questions that we might be able to ask about. Then I want to go ahead and talk about some off-topic stuff. Maybe not real estate related. Some off-topic bullshit. I want to talk a little about jury duty. I think jury duty was an amazing thing, and so we'll talk a little bit about that. I want to talk about that. Maybe we talked about some movies, and I said Yellowstone. I kid you not, man. That show is thebomb.com, man. I kid you not. And then, but anyways, if we get to it, we'll talk a little bit about what everybody's been hearing about in the news media. If not, then I'm not too worried about it. This is going to be something we can cover on later down the road. And last but not least, if there are any particular myths that you want to go ahead and debunk, now would be a good time to get your questions asked. I know a lot of sellers and a lot of buyers are asking me, "Hey, Luciano, what's the situation with the NAR settlement or the NAR settlement?" If we can debunk some of these myths, the biggest myth that I would like to debunk is that commission was never standard. So I think that would be something that I would like to just really debunk. But anyways, go ahead.
Tell you what, let's just start right there.
Well, we can. Let's start backwards. Go.
Yeah. So you hit the nail right on the head, man. There's a lot of info out there, from that came out after this NAR settlement. The one being is and I'm sure you and a lot of the listeners here have seen the news and the media putting out standard 6% commission is gone.
Mm-hmm.
There was never a standard 6% commission. Commissions have always been negotiable.
Right.
And so I feel that the media there is playing into the fact that they're trying to say that the 6% was standard. Mm-hmm. You and I both that it was never a standard 6%. I've taken listings that have been higher than 6%. I've taken some from that, they are fortunate enough to give me volume in listings, so I work with them a little bit. And then this other, the misconception of a buyer is now going to have to pay their agent. That's always been a possibility. We've always had buyer's representation here in Texas. Since I got started in 2005, buyer's representation has always been part here in Texas. And that's basically what, you, the buyer, and the agent, the brokerage working out the compensation. But the buyer's rep agreement is very clear. It states, Luciano, I'm going to seek my commission from the seller, the builder, the owner, the listing agent. If I don't get it, then it is up to you to pay.
Right. Yeah. And that's what I've been telling buyers lately, like really since I first learned how to really use the buyer rep agreement, hey guys, by the way, my commission, I'm going to try my very best to get it and seek it from else party. But at the end of the day, you and I have an agreement, this is what I do charge, for the most part, it comes in, from the way that we've just said we come from the listing agent, the seller. So I see that, man. So
well, let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
Let's put yourself in the buyer's shoes, and let's put myself as your buyer's agent.
Right.
I'm going to tell you, Luciano, here's a buyer's rep. My fee is 3%. I'm going to seek it from other parties before I seek it from you. Are you going to try to negotiate that, or you're not going to try to negotiate that?
As a buyer,
Yes.
devil's advocate, or I mean, yeah, you're gonna
Hey,
try and negotiate it.
we're just having a conversation.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and negotiate it.
Well, I'm going to turn around and tell you, hey, Luciano, when you go get an oil change, do you try to negotiate that, or do you just pay the fee?
Just pay the fee.
When you go buy tires, do you try to negotiate?
Pay the fee. Buy the
Exactly.
tires.
You're paying for a service.
Right.
That's exactly what you as a buyer's agent are doing. You are providing a service. Now, we can all charge, we all feel that we are worth differently in what we charge. What it boils down to is, what value are you providing the client? What value makes you 3%? What value makes you 2%? What value makes you 4%? It all boils down to the value that we as realtors provide to our clients.
Right. I feel that. I
And
feel that.
so,
You know,
and then the other thing too, man, is because the other part of the settlement is that commissions can't be displayed on the MLS anymore starting in July.
Yeah.
And just because they can't be displayed on the MLS doesn't mean a seller cannot pay a buyer's agent.
Yeah, and it's something that you can always do. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you can always. So if you're charging if you're charging a 3% commission to a buyer, and the seller's only paying out a 1.5 or 2%, you can always get that from seller concessions. Like you can ask for seller concessions. You at the end of the day, it's still no.
I'm not 100% for sure on how that one works yet.
Okay. So it's something we still got to figure out.
Something we still got to figure out, because I've been part of some NAR committees, talks to text, when we conference. Yeah, I'm not sure on that one yet. I don't want to mislead people, but what I can tell you is I was on a NAR committee call last week. They said that NAR is actively in talks with Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, FHA, all of that stuff on how to get this situated. I did pose the question about our VA buyers, because as you know, our veterans are 100% financing, 100% financing, zero money down. But also remember, and I know you've done a few VAs, that says that the veteran cannot pay certain fees. The commission is a certain fee that they can't pay. So from all, they did say NAR is talking to the VA how they can get this situated, how can they get this worked out. As we know, as I hear more and learn, definitely relay that to you.
I appreciate that, because that would be very helpful as a buyer's agent moving forward. How do we handle that particular that particular scenario so that we can get better at it, right? But yeah, man. So I just kind of wanted to debunk that a little bit. We'll move forward from that. I know that's still a very new topic. When I was doing solar panels, that's what when I was doing solar panels. I don't know if you know this, but I did solar panels for a little bit, like maybe a month and a half. But solar panels, and as a real estate agent and as a consumer, solar panels are just a new technology. So I don't feel very comfortable purchasing solar panels for my house. Not to mention, I think there'll be just a huge hassle to work with as a real estate agent. But anyways, I just feel like this is just too new a topic. I think people are still trying to find their bearings on this, in regards to how to really maneuver certain, handle the situation, how to guide buyers, how to guide sellers for this. Go ahead.
And the important part to remember is that settlement agreement's not finalized yet. It still needs to be signed and approved by the judge.
People, right? But that's still giving people an opportunity to rebuttal it, right, or appeal it. Is that the case? Is that why it hasn't been final?
Just waiting for signature.
Oh, okay.
No, to my knowledge, it's just waiting for signature.
I thought that gave I thought that gave the general public like time to like appeal it or something like that. I don't know why. I thought that was what that was. Anyways, enough talk about that. We can talk about that, some more later on, and I'm sure you're gonna talk about it.
Now we can go to the top.
Now we go to the very top. Well, the real estate bullshit. Let's talk a little bit about the real estate bullshit, man. Do you have any bizarre or funny experiences in real estate? That's the question. I use Chat GPT to come up with these questions. I'm not gonna freaking lie.
Oh
Have you
man,
experienced any bizarre or funny experiences in real estate?
shit. I mean,
I mean, you've been doing this for 20 years.
I think I think I was very early in my career. I went out to Northwest Mission to go look at a listing and pull up to the house. I think I had to be like 19 or 20 years old. Pull up to the house and it's got bullet holes in it.
Oh shit.
And I asked the lady, I'm like, hey, what happened here? Ah, nada pasó. I'm like, okay, but I'm like, they're bullet holes. Sí, pero no pasa nada.
But but in what is that? You were like 1920. You must what year was that? Like 2000, must have been like
2006, 2007.
2006. That's when you still had Northwest Mission.
Northwest. Wait, I'm leaving specific areas out, man.
Well, I'm just saying because like in the late 90s, early 2000s, you still have very high gang activity at those times, didn't you?
Yes.
That was that because and I only know these stories because as a coach, I had another coach talk about when he was coaching at La Jolla in the 90s. And while there was practicing, you talk about bullets, that there was a shootout, like there was a shootout while there was practice, and so they had to all take the floor and cover their heads and all that good stuff. But I know these stories because in the 90s and the early 2000s, gang activity was very high, so I'm not surprised. Why lie? I'm not
But I
surprised.
mean, here's where it comes full circle. Is I actually showed you houses out in that area.
Yes, I remember. Well, I remember some of the houses. So there was a house. Oh, can I say the areas?
I don't care.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, guess it. I know we showed a house, or you showed me a house. I think it was like 4 Mile Line, Los Ebanos, or 4 Mile Line,
Oh
Trump.
no, it wasn't that area.
No, well, it was.
No.
I remember a home that you had shown me around that area, but I don't remember all the homes that we saw. Why lie? But I do remember seeing a home that I was very skeptical about, but it had a lot of land, so I liked that. But it was like a 4 Mile Line, 5 Mile Line, Los Ebanos, Strasburg, or something to that effect. But back in the day, that area was, in my opinion, rough. Being from those areas myself.
Mhm.
So, and if you go even further that way towards La Jolla, um, there was like some subdivisions there in Moorfield and was it maybe between 3 and 4 Mile Line that just got real rough, dude. I'm talking about
Mhm.
like God Torce, and you would see all these signs, all these gang signs. But I was growing up at those times. I was like maybe if 13, 14, 15 growing up when I would, visit some of those neighborhoods. Dude, I went to a party one time, probably 16, 17 years old. I went to a party there on Moorfield. I want to say Moorfield and south of 495. Dude, I walk in, there was one of my first parties that I ever get invited to, and it was just reeking of like, what I'm saying? Like it was, you heard gunshots too, and I was like, whoa. But I was like 14, 15 years old. So I don't think those are the same kind of times that we have today. I think
Nah,
times have
no.
changed. I think the lives that people lead today are not anywhere remotely close to those particular lives that were being led in those years. You know, I mean,
No, but no, but you know what, man? I mean, times have changed. The time that we're in now is different. Um, now with obviously the news and social media the way it is, you're hearing a lot more stories, man, of realtors being attacked. I know we're talking real estate bullshit right now, but I'm going to touch on a little serious subject here. It's realtor safety, man. You know, a lot of times, I mean, I'm guilty of it too. You get that one call, hey, Luciano, this is so and so. I'm in town. I've got a $900,000 cash budget. I need you to meet me right now.
mhm.
I mean, shit, dude. 20 years in the business, I there's times that I still want to jump up and go. but it's just this it's a different time that we're in. One of the more popular, and I don't say that in a bad way, but a few years ago, and I think this might have been before you got into the business, Luciano, was a realtor, out of Arkansas, Beverly Carter. Unfortunately, she met someone at a abandoned house, and she was found a few days later, murdered.
Yeah, I've heard the story. Beverly Carter. The
Hmm.
name sounds familiar. Yeah. Well, that's what you talk. We talk about bizarre experiences and funny experiences. You recall a few months ago, I had a listing there off of Canton where there was a home that was abandoned. And I told
Yeah.
you, hey man, check it, come with me, check it out. Uh, I think we might have talked about this one already on the show, but that experience for me, I mean, you're talking about walking into a home that the lady calls you from not here. She's out of town, out of the state. She calls you, hey, the home has been abandoned for many years now. It's not a safe home. And then she also says that it's been broken into multiple times. And sure enough, when I went with Victoria, because Victoria and I went together, uh, she's we go into the property together. But yeah, man, sure enough, the property has been abandoned, has been uh what is it called, graffitied, and what's the word that I'm looking for, uh
Vandalized.
vandalized. Yes, exactly. It's been vandalized, graffitied, it's been turned inside out. But for me, not that I'm scared, but I was, to a degree, because it's one of those things where, yeah, you're a big guy. Why are you scared? Well, because this is a scary situation. If you have a squatter in there, he's gonna bang you over the head. It's a scary situation. But Victoria wasn't scared, dude. Victoria, Victoria has, good nerves, man. So she goes, for lack of better words. But I know that was an experience for me, man. Like going to an abandoned home that's that hasn't been lived in for many years, dark, no utilities, vandalized. You never know if you have any squatters in there. For me, that was something new, that I didn't know how to maybe handle and or experience. um
Hmm.
but I have another story too, man. Bizarre. I think more than bizarre, more like, dude, for reals, like fuck. I recently, when I started selling, or when I became a real estate agent, I had a listing that I took and sold. We get to the closing table, we get to turning the keys over to the buyer, and I had the listing, and there was a situation with the money not being wired in directly to the client's account, and the seller was adamant about not wanting to turn the keys over until he had the money in his account. But they had already been dispersed. But it was just one of those things where the money took like 48 hours to get to his account.
I remember
So
that one.
yeah, I called you because my seller didn't want to give up the keys, and the buyer's agent was like, "Hey, he's already trespassing." And I was like, "Dude, I don't know what to do." What advice would you give to newer agents? Maybe in those shoes. For me, I just made it a point to get the keys from the lady, because even the husband wasn't even there at that time. So what advice would you give us?
I mean, I learned this one really early in my career. You close on a Friday, people give their money on a Friday, but funding doesn't always happen on Friday. And the buyers were excited. They want the keys for that weekend moving. Now, if I'm able to, I will help with obviously with the other agent, the buyer, the seller, the title company, the lender, coordinate that closing on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That gives you
Mhm.
an extra business day. Um, but the other thing too is, I mean, man, I would just, I had a very similar instance like that. Client wasn't getting the money in their account. Turns out they had a check from an old account that they had given the title company.
Oh shit.
So of course they weren't getting the funds because it was an account that was non-existent anymore.
Hmm.
My advice to a buyer's agent and a seller's agent is, for a seller's agent, make sure that seller has the right bank account info, that
Hmm.
they're turning it in correctly to the title company with ample time, because as you know, on the routing or the checking number can make a huge difference.
Yeah, yeah, no, for sure.
And for a buyer's agent, it's about just explaining that up front. hey, Luciano, you know what? We're closing on April 1st. But remember, you don't take possession until closing and funding.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I sit down with buyers to do a consultation with them, I always tell them, hey, okay, this, and through the process. We walk through the process, and I say, hey, when it comes time to closing, we're closing April 1st. You may not get your keys April 1st. We need to wait till that funds.
Right. Right.
Now, the other thing too, we're fortunate in Hidalgo County. Um, Everything is recorded electronically at the courthouse.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's closed, if it's closing at 5 p.m., it's most likely not getting recorded till the next day.
Right.
I've always been just to tell buyers like, hey, that's not officially your property yet because the deed's not officially transferred at the county.
Right. So let me ask you a question. Just again, learning because we're learning here, and I recently closed on a property where we closed. I want to say it was I don't remember what day we closed, but I want to say it was a Thursday. That we closed on Thursday. Uh, Recorded everything on Thursday or that same day. The dates were for that day. The closing dates were for the day. All the
Mm-hmm.
recording dates. We get to the next day. The account doesn't fund. Weekend comes around. Monday rolls around. We say, hey, the money should already be there. It should have already been funded. Turns out that it was just, I guess, waiting to be funded from the bank. But the question is this: we close on a Thursday. We don't get funded till Tuesday morning, but closing dates are the Thursday. And when the new rents were due for a commercial property, it was on the day that the property gets funded. Let's just pretend that the funding, I mean the new rents would have happened on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Is the seller entitled to those rents?
Yeah, man, that's a tough one.
Right?
That's a tough, because and I've had this talks with multiple people. Funding has different meanings. Is it when the funds are at the title company, or is it when the funds are in the seller's account?
Or when the real estate agents get paid, we'll call it that one.
Yeah. Now, I will say this for
Uh-huh.
sellers. I will say this for sellers. I am a big fan of the wire transfer. Take the wire transfer for your proceeds.
Yes.
Pay the $35 fee, the $40 fee, the $15 fee, whatever your bank charges. Pay that, because you know what? I had a client one time. He got a six-figure proceed, deposited the check into his bank account. His bank held the check 17 business days.
Yep. Yep. That happens. Yep. And I learned that too. I learned always do the wire over the cashier's check, and
Mm-hmm.
it's faster. You get your funds in there quicker, and you can. So I learned it because I was representing a seller who did that, the cashier's check, and they were also buying a property. But guess what? We couldn't close on the property that we were buying until that check cleared.
Yep.
And I didn't know any better. Again, you live and learn. You're learning on the go, and so I learned that at a later time.
But
So
I go back to what I said earlier. This is the value that we bring.
yes,
We're learning
experience, experience,
we're learning from our past.
experience, and I like what you just said there. That's the value we bring because I now know to look for that. Like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Seller, Mr. Buyer, cashier's check. No money orders, no personal checks. Let's go use wires if possible. Your money's in there already. Is moving forward. Anyways, but yeah, it happens, brother. Moving on to segment number 2. Unless you want to add on to any more real estate bullshit.
Now we're good.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about behind the scenes. Let's talk about Jonathan Lindley's day. John,
Uh,
let's talk about what your day looks like. We didn't talk about that last time.
no, we didn't. We didn't. Remember last time in the parking lot in Laredo in a restaurant, and you're frozen, Luciano. See, guys, this is what happens when you don't pay your internet bill. You get cut off mid podcast. No. Here you guys go. Luciano's texting. He says, "Yes, I lost internet. Just go ahead and stay on."
We're back, baby. Can you hear me?
Look at who paid his internet bill.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. So right now I'm on the mobile hotspot because my internet's been shaky, and like I said, my wife and I started watching Yellowstone, and hold on, let me see if my live on over here.
Hey, Anita says just make it the Jonathan Lindley show.
See that, dude. But so what happened to my live feed over here? Is my live feed on Instagram off now?
I still got the one on Facebook, bro. I'm over here monitoring it on Facebook.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to come back on real quickly to my live feed over here. Oh, there it is. It's working. All right, cool beans, dude. Yeah. So my internet's been shaky over the last week, dude, and that's because I have the high end internet. I kid you not, man. I'm paying big bucks for the high end internet because I don't want to have any problems. And lately, this last week, we've had some problems where it's just going in and out. You know. So right now, like I said, I am on my hotspot for my phone here. Moving forward, but yeah, man. Let's talk a little bit about behind the scenes, Jonathan Lindley. That's where we left off of.
Yeah, behind the scenes. So, you mentioned things changed for me. That's true. I do have got a 6-month daughter. So, but I still have my broker duties. But the day kind of starts off trying to get up. I get up and either walk the dogs or knock out some work here at the house. But to be honest with you, first things first, I always check the hot sheets on the MLS, see what we're looking at with new listings, expireds, things like that. Get those emails going.
We got Anita making a comment here. She goes, he deals with a 90-year-old real estate agent.
Well, that too, and to correct her, she's 89. She's 89, not 90. Be 90 this year though. But so Tuesdays and Thursdays, my mom comes over. She takes care of Madison. Mondays, Wednesdays, I typically have her with me. We either stay here at the house, we get out, go to appointments, go to the office, meet with clients, things like that. And then Friday, Clarissa works from home, so she's able to take care of Madison. But I mean, in terms of real estate, it just really hasn't really changed much. I take her on the road with me today. Today we had, we were meeting with a couple of attorneys, getting a lease signed for office space. Well, 2 weeks ago, Clarissa was out of town for a work conference. Had Madison with me. Madison sat through three committee meetings at GMAR. She sat through a Palm Valley Animal Society board meeting. So she's getting out there. She's meeting people.
Doing more business than most real estate agents.
Exactly. Now, but you know what? Trying to definitely eat healthier. Trying to make some lifestyle changes. But at the end of the day, man, I mean, family comes first. Work is a distant second.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's for me. I think I realized that more so in November. Like, there was a little bit of something that I was going through, and I had a conversation with my wife, teared up, tear jerked. Let's go change a whole new perspective. And I've been living on this
Oh,
on this
hold up, real quick. Who
yeah,
cried? You or her? You or her?
me. I don't, I'm not ashamed about
I just
crying, dude.
wanted that on the record.
Not ashamed about crying, but the point that I'm trying to make is that I I I learned something, right? And like I said, I experienced something, learned something, and from that moment this way, man, I think my business has changed because I've been more centered, more focused, more honed into everything happens for a reason, why things happen. I try to um, really hone in on that energy. And we talk about behind the scenes. What I started doing, and I told my wife, one of the things that I want to do as a New Year's resolution is I want to learn to meditate. It wasn't very easy for me to meditate and to just really sit and think and focus. So I downloaded the Bible app. I don't know if you're familiar with that little app.
Yeah, I got it on my phone.
I downloaded it. I'm not the most religious person, but I am trying to become more spiritual.
Uh-huh.
And what I do now is I get up, take a cold shower, get clothes, get clothed on for the gym, go to the gym, wait in the parking lot. I open up the app and I read the verse of the day. Originally, when I started reading the whatever verses would come up, it would be more. I was looking for focus verses or positive energy verses or something to that effect, where I would learn to focus and hone in on positive mindset, um, and it would kind of like shift my focus. And so I stopped doing that and I just started to just read the verse of the day. At the end of the day, the conclusion that I've come up with is just reading that for 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes, the verse of the day, kind of like analyzing, interpreting. Um, just doing that shifts my mentality from whatever it may have been right prior to that to okay, shift it to that positive mindset and just be positive, be on a positive wavelength, and everything happens for a reason. Know what you want. Let's focus, and it's
Mm-hmm.
just fo- focus, tunnel vision, and just hone in on that. And I think since the new year crossed this way, I don't want to call it luck. I've just been more on the positive side of things. Like I said, like even if I wake up in a shitty day, what I try to do is if I can shift that mentality to a positive mentality, I will. If I cannot, I will take the day off.
Well, let me tell you something right there on that one, because I used to be like that. Like, you wake up and you stump your toe, man, puts
Mm-hmm.
you in a bad mood.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? We all have two choices when we wake up. We wake up, we either choose to be happy, have a great day, or we just choose to let the day run us.
Yeah.
And every day when I wake up, I choose that I choose to be happy. To choose, I'm going to dictate how today goes. I'm not going to
Yes.
let the day dictate me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do I have bad days?
Yeah.
Yes, but let me tell you something that I heard on a podcast today is, don't say you had a bad day, say you had a character building day.
Shifting the mindset.
It's
Shifting
all,
the mindset.
dude, you control this right here, you've already won
Mhm.
the day.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, and that's what I'm saying. Like everything happens for a reason. If you stumped your toe, there was a reason behind why you stumped your toe. What
Exactly.
is it? You
Exactly.
just gotta hone in on that energy, and that's what I'm trying to say. But so that's why I read the Bible app now. I don't read the Bible books. I don't like reading. I really don't. I'm not a reading. I'm not a reader, but I like shifting my energy. If I can shift the energy to that positive mindset, like you just said right now, I choose to be happy or I choose to be mad. I want to shift to a positive mindset. If
Hmm.
I'm there, my day goes fantastic. Even if I called zero people, my day was actually positive. My day was actually good. It was productive to one way or another. It was just, but that's me every day, dude. That's what I've been doing every day since the New Year's crossed over.
Yeah.
I've been trying to
And,
get more spiritual or positive mindset, positive energy, and it's worked. I think it's worked.
and the other thing too is, you go we go out into this world to meet clients, meet people, meet customers, clients, consumers, whatever we want to call them. Um, and the truth of the matter is, we don't know what type of personality we're going to be dealing with. You know, we could hit several different personalities in one day. You
Mm-hmm.
know, we could have someone that just causes us to have a bad day or just be so annoyed. But I tell you what, man, it's just coming home, being with Clarissa, being with Madison, being with the dogs. It's just something. It just everything's out. That
Yeah.
nothing else matters at that point.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know, but I mean, but yeah, no, I mean, a positive mindset in the morning, you've already won the day.
Yeah. And
And
you,
so
you said
going back
something.
to going
Go
back,
ahead.
no,
Go
I
ahead.
said going back to it. That's why I send you guys those videos in the morning at times in the group chat. You know,
Right.
I'm walking the dogs, and I have my notifications off, and I've got YouTube videos or podcasts going. Something like you said, positive for the day.
Mm-hmm.
And you haven't noticed that majority of the videos that I've been sending lately have been Eric Thomas. That dude's a beast.
Eric
And so,
Thomas, who's that?
yeah,
The guy you're sending
Eric
in the
Thomas.
video?
Yeah, those are the videos that I've been sending. But I mean, that we're talking about starting our days. I mean, dude, that guy starts his day at 3 a.m.
No, thank you.
Yeah, he starts his day at 3 a.m. But that's the routine that he's into.
What time does he go to sleep? Does he say?
No, he doesn't really say that. Shit, the way he is, he probably doesn't sleep.
Well, I was gonna say, man, because when I was getting up at 4 in the morning, I was in bed by 8:30, 9 o'clock. If I wasn't in bed by 8:30, 9 o'clock, I could personally couldn't make it. But that's what I was
Yeah,
doing a lot. That's what I was still trying to go to the gym, teaching and doing real estate. Like, you're talking about like a lot, and there was zero
yeah,
time. Going to the gym isn't when I was gymming the way that I was gymming was not like, oh, I'm gonna be there for an hour. Gymming was like a full blown 2 hour, 3 hour workout session. And when I was squatting heavy, when I was bench pressing heavy, it wasn't I wasn't gonna spend an hour in the gym. You're talking about spending 2 hours, 3 hours in the gym. So I couldn't keep up with that schedule, which is why I'm at where I'm at today. Today I don't lift like that. I lift man, I don't squat more than 315. That's it. I'm done at 315. I don't bench press more than the 225. I'm done. Like I'm not lifting to be the world's strongest man anymore. I'm just lifting just to lift.
just the
Uh,
RGV strongest realtor.
yeah, just to maintain the a little bit of that strength. Obviously, I it's the RGB strongest realtor. There was a day right where I was squatting the world and I was bench pressing the world. I don't know that there's many people that can do that. Not to toot my own horn, but I don't think that there's many people that can do that. To what I was doing. But anyways, man, going back to your day a day in the life of Jonathan Lindley. What else do you do, man, on a daily basis? Aside from the obvious, like
Ah,
eating.
man, when I do make it into the office, I try to keep it lively with the group. Haven't played as many pranks at the new office as I have at the old office.
Well,
I
you
still
did,
got
you
to
did,
say
you
my
did
best.
one time.
Yeah, I mean that was a really really good prank. I mean,
Hmm.
considering that you've got that UT jersey in the back and you've got that UT championship ring, I mean, OU maroon looked good in your office.
But it did not look good, but it was a good prank, man. And
Yeah.
so I enjoyed it. You do try to keep things lively. You do try to keep things
The
lighthearted, and
the
I
the
appreciate
be-
that.
the best one though was, and I'll send you the video right now. Maybe you can share it. Um,
Which one
was did a confetti bomb on Diana.
is that recent? Is
No,
it
that
on?
was at the old office, man.
Oh, is that on the Instagram?
Yeah, it's somewhere on the Instagram. It's like way back on the Instagram.
But is that in the new Instagram or is that in the old Instagram?
Oh no, that was the old one, man.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it then. I think I saw that
Yeah,
one. at some point.
Yeah, that was really really fun because did not know what to expect.
I think I saw that one there at at the old office when she was in her office, and you came in with a
Yeah,
yeah. But I saw that one recently, dude. I saw that one recently.
really.
Yeah,
Man,
I don't know
that's a
where, but
kind
I
of
saw it.
that's a kind of old one, bro.
I could
I'll
swear.
find it and I'll send it to you. I'll just I just may have to repost it too.
Yeah, repost it, man. Repost it
Here it is. I just sent it to you on WhatsApp.
on WhatsApp. Let me see if we can. My internet is still kind of slow. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. There it goes. All right, so we can actually hold on. Hold on. We can share this. We can share this. There we go. We're gonna share. Present. Hold on. We're gonna share this right here. Slides. Share screen. Window. Oh, baby. There you go. There you go. There you go. Did you see it? Did it work?
Yeah, it worked. It was a little lagging, but it worked.
Yeah. It's hard to so I have well right now why it's lagging is because I have chingos of cosas going on and I'm still on my hotspot. I don't think my internet is back just yet. Hold on.
And so, but
Yeah,
no,
my internet.
while you check that, man, a lot of it's just is just checking in with past clients, staying up to date, checking in on the deals, see what's going on with the deals. Um, I obviously as a broker with 23 under my sponsorship, you guys rely on me to keep you all up to date with what's going on, whether it's contract changes, what's going on in the market changes, what's going on with this NAR settlement. So I spend a lot of my time talking and researching. But
Yeah.
also too, man, I mean, I'm very involved with the Museum of South Texas History
Mm-hmm.
and with Palm Valley Animal Society as well. Not real estate related, but on a real estate side, chairman of the Global for Texas Realtors and our region tree pack trustee, and then I'm on a couple of NAR committees as well. So I keep busy throughout the day.
It sounds like you keep very busy, dude. Sometimes I'm trying to figure out
Yeah.
how to not get so busy. Like today, I was supposed to have not an off day, but I was supposed to have a chill day for the most part. But it just seemed like a chain of events, just like which is a good thing. You can say it's a good thing, but Mondays it's kind of like my ease into the week kind of day, where it's just get caught up on the weekend, see what things happen, get caught up, and just kind of like ease into it. But believe it or not, man, Monday like today was kind of busy to the point where like I'll be honest with you, man. I don't know that I advertised you and me today for since you and I first talked about it. Hey, we're gonna have you on April 1st. I advertised it then. I didn't advertise us until today because I've been so busy with shit left and right. And then I was like, fuck, I don't even know if he remembers that we have a podcast today. The only reason I'll be
Hey,
honest, the only reason I remember was because it's on my calendar.
I was to say if it's on my calendar, it's on my calendar.
Yeah, so it's on my calendar, and that's the only reason. And my brother goes, "Hey, dude, we're supposed to go over to your house today." I was like, "What the fuck? What do you mean? Why are you coming to my house today?" He goes, "Well, we're gonna go to the pool." I go, "Whoa, when did we agree to this?" And he fucking says, "April Fools, motherfucker, motherfucker." So,
You know
yeah,
what?
dude, yeah,
I'm gonna do that to you. I'm just gonna say, hey, I'm gonna go use your pool.
dude, you guys are welcome to it. Just name the date. Make sure that we clean the house a little bit because there's a mess here. But just name the date, baby.
Hey,
Moving forward, huh?
hey, I'm gonna be on still, but I'm gonna move my camera because Claudia needs to use the office.
Go for it, dude. Go for it. Yeah. As you're segmenting yourself into the new office, we're gonna just put you in the backstage until I can see you back on the camera here. We're gonna go ahead and move into segment number 3 here, market madness. John, let me see when you get back here. Whoa. And now I don't know if I'm on or off. There you go.
No. Go ahead.
All right, we're just gonna wait for John to come back here in a little bit when he gets back. But moving forward to segment number 3, market madness. We'll talk a little bit about you know we'll just wait till John comes back. But if you guys have any questions while we're hosting this, regarding buying or selling property, I don't know if I lose my signal here. Regarding buying or selling property, feel free to ask us any questions. You can drop your questions, your comments anywhere below. And if it's on Instagram, if you have any questions or comments on Instagram while this is going live, just know that I do have to go back and forth to multiple screens. There you go. John's back. What's going on, John? You kind of left me there hanging, baby.
It happens. It happens.
I was just saying to people, hey, that if you guys have any questions, just drop any comments. If we have any comments on Instagram, just go ahead and post them, and we'll come back and forth towards the Instagram slide here. But moving forward, John, we're gonna go ahead and talk about a little bit about market madness. Actually, let me back up a little bit. I know we talked about it a little bit. John, do you want to talk about any particular listings that you have on the market currently that you just listed, or some to that effect, where you just kind of want to mention and or advertise?
Oh man, I've got some townhouses over in La Jolla. You and I have actually taken a look at those before. Went ahead and listed another 7 townhouses out there for lease. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, all appliances, including washer and dryer. $1,300 a month.
Those are the San Mateo ones.
Those are the San Mateo ones.
All right, let me just go ahead and bust that.
That one right there. And then I've got it, man. I've got a, and I, the real estate word gem. I got a gem of a property in Alton, right off of 5 Mile, a block away from Conway. It's an acre and a half. It's the 213 Main.
213 Main.
I mean, dude, that one right there, you got frontage on 3 roads. You can't see it right there, but to the right side, Luciano, you see where Alamo Street is?
Yeah.
That's the elementary school over there.
Okay, right here.
So yeah, so you got acre. It's 2 acres gross, acre and a half net. Already zoned general commercial.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so trying to find a client for that one right there, because if you flip through the photos, you'll see that. I mean, all of these are drone photos here.
Mm-hmm.
You see the intersection right there.
You got Juniors, 5 Mile line right here, or 5 Mile line right here.
Yep.
Parkway or 107, depending on your perspective. You have your Juniors over here, KFC, McDonald's. The elementary's right in this corner. AutoZone over here. Stars is somewhere over here in the map.
Not only that, you got that plaza there to the right-hand side.
This one right here.
Yep.
Yeah. Domino's. Domino's.
Yep.
And this is zone to Mission CISD, yes? Or Mission ISD?
Mission ISD.
Yeah. That's nice, man.
And so, but the one that is a great opportunity for someone is the one on 36th Street. Just came back on the market there. Man, that one's 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms with a pool.
Oh, it's big,
420,
man.
Yeah. Got owner financing on that one too, man.
This is the one you did the open house on, right?
That's the one I did the open house on. And so we're doing
a nice house.
We're doing an open house at the one on 407 Noble. That's an open house coming up on Thursday. That's going to be a realtor open house. Public is welcome as well. But we're going to be having a public open house on Saturday from 11 to 2 as well.
Let me tell you something real quick, dude. And I like this particular feature a lot. I like these kinds of accent walls right here.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I have grown very fond of these accent walls. Like it has some sort of brick or stone tile. I've grown very fond of it. I like it a lot. I like it more even so. Like if there was like if in the front of the house, I'm not, I've seen some. They look really really cool. Like they'll have like the stone. You see how right here in
Hmm.
this the next house they'll have that stone, like the one that was in your accent wall. They'll have it here, and then boom, it's here in the inside of the house. And I love that like they pull some of the outside features into the inside, and I think it looks like the bomb.com. But this is very
So
nice.
this house right here, this was going to be their forever home. So dude, there's a lot of upgrades in this house that you don't see in a standard build.
Well, that stove is one. I mean,
That stove is one. That stove, I mean the vent hood. I
uh
mean,
huh.
even the pot filler down to the brass cabinets or
Is
the
it
gold
coming with a
plated
knife?
cabinets. Huh?
Is it conveying with the knives?
You know what? I'll get you the knives.
That's nice. That is nice, man. I like the mud room too, man. I
Yeah.
kid you not. Let me see. So, any other homes that you want to talk about real quickly? Maybe you now that we have it,
I
you're
mean, go to St. Francis
St. Francis.
right there. That one's a nice one, dude. We got a fourplex there in Alton. We've got three two-bedroom, two-bath units, one three-bedroom, two-bath unit. Brand new construction, sits on half an acre, but there is additional space to either build two more units like you see there,
Uh huh.
or if you want to go two-story, you can build four more.
Let me see. Is there? What would you build?
There it is, right
You
there,
can, you can build more right here,
right there. Yep,
but you would need the parking here, no?
you would need to park in there, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's cool.
So the owner already has it approved by the city of Alton to build an additional two, or like I said, four more if you go two-story.
Got you.
And
That's
so
nice.
that's right off the corner of Los Ebanos and 4 Mile.
Nice. Perfect. Cool beans, man. And I'll take a quick minute to do some of
Yeah.
mine real quickly. I just listed this one today. Mobile, not a mobile home. It's a 55 and older community. It sits on a slab. It's got a 2 bedroom, 1 bath. I already got a couple calls on it. I know that's the one turn off by some buyers, where it's just 1 bath. But this is ADA. I don't know if it's certified or not, but it is wheelchair accessible. Uh, the owner, there was a wheelchair involved, and so you can even see back here. So the garage is back here. It's got a ramp, so you can put your vehicle up in here. It's got the garage right here. It's 1.5 car size garage. So it's real
Nice.
nice. So it's not one garage, one car garage because they needed access for the wheelchair. So again, I don't know if it's ADA certified, but I know it's ADA accessible. You know, um, none of the 2 bedrooms are the same similar size. Closets right here. These are hospital beds. The property is conveying with everything that you see inside. So it's a huge plus. This is the bathroom. Like I said, it's ADA accessible because it's the doorway is right here, and so they needed to access it with a wheelchair. And then it's got a massage table. So again, it's conveying with everything that you see in the property. So if anybody has any questions about this property, feel free to give us a call. Um, kitchen. It comes with the appliances. I think they left some pots and pans. Like I said, turnkey property. Everything that you guys see in the property has a water softener over here, dryer, washer. If I'm not mistaken, I don't want to lie to you guys. This is a brand new AC, or at least a 2-year-old. It's in between 1 year or 2 years worth old AC. The roof was replaced last year. So, like I said, this is a turnkey property. Like I said, ramp right here. This is not a single car garage. This is a 1.5 because they had to. And then all this area right here was also, if you can see it in the washroom, it's this area right here. If you have a golf cart, you can park your golf cart there. A couple of other listings that I would like to share. Uh, you know, we've never really shared listings here, but I thought we might take the time. I have this one for rent. If you are somebody that's looking to rent the property, this is a beautiful house. It's a new construction, um, listed at $2,600 a month, 4 bedroom, two bath. It's 2,400 square feet. It's nice. It's big. It's massive. You have a family. There's a park right in front of it as well. There's no lights right now, but we can always connect the utilities. This is your washer and dryer area. I just kind of wanted to talk about some of our listings that we have in the market for now. We also have this one. This one, John. This one right here, dude. This
Sherry
house
Lee.
is Sherry Lee is massive. Like I'm talking about 4,207 square feet. It's massive, and I think it's got a good price for it for the size. And it sits on 0.3 acres right here. Um, so it's got 3-car garage, and you can see some of the interior. It's very elegant. One of my favorite features, cool kitchen, but one of my favorite features, dude. I'm not gonna lie. Check this out. Watch. Let's go to the master bedroom. This is the master bedroom right here. They have a hot tub on this area back here. This curtain was covered all the way right here, and I thought it was just like a curtain to a window or something like that, but it wasn't. This is a hot tub, spa, jacuzzi area. It's cool, man. And then on the other side to this side is the primary bathroom, but you can see the spa, the jacuzzi there, and then this is the entrance to the bathroom. But those are some of the listings that I wanted to share real quickly before we move on to the next segment. Market madness, and I was already talking about market madness in the when you were moving stations, but I wanted to in the market madness. What I want to do is, and I'll just do it quickly. I know we spent about an hour already, an hour and 7 minutes on this. I know that you gotta go take care of Madison and whatnot, so I don't want to take too much time. But hot questions: would you rather list commercial or list residential?
Oh, throwing me on the spot there.
Yeah.
You know what, man? I've been gravitating more towards commercial lately.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to lean towards commercial, but at the end of
Commercial.
the day, yeah, at the end of the day, residential is the bread and butter. But you know, on the
I
spot,
think
I'd say commercial.
on the spot commercial, I think I'm in a similar boat where I say, hey, Sasuke, I would like to just list whatever falls in my lap, so long as it makes
Hmm.
sense. But I would like to do a little bit more commercial as well. I think commercial is a lot of fun, especially when you get to talk about. So, if you recall, I took the TACS class, and I started to learn a little bit about cash flows and all that good stuff. And um, I like talking to my clients about that, and all the math in my head. I like talking about that. So, I like. I think I'm headed towards the commercial side. Uh, Another burning question: would you rather list or would you rather help a buyer?
Man, if you look at my numbers historically, they've been 50-50.
Have they?
Uh, yeah, I mean, it's I don't want to say it's a case by case basis, man, but I enjoy working with both buyers and sellers. There's a different story on each side,
Mm-hmm.
and at the end of the day, dude, at the end of the day, we as realtors, we get to be part of some of their probably part of their biggest transaction of their lives, man. That's something that they're putting their trust in you, putting their faith in you to help walk them through.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my numbers have been historically 50-50.
I think my numbers since I started are more on the buyer side than they
Mm-hmm.
are on the seller side. But I like to list more than I like to do on the buyer side.
And
Uh,
I'll tell you why your numbers are probably gravitating to the buyers to start is because when you're new, you I mean, especially for me when I first started, remember I was 18, I didn't have a database of sellers. But
right.
as you get started, you build that the clientele on the buyer side, and then down the road is when they start selling, when they start
Hmm.
referring you, and that's when you start building that seller side as well.
Right, right. Hold on. We do have two comments here. Oh, that was my wife commenting on the houses that we were listed that we showed. Uh, and then she also said it's also a beautiful house. I just, well, we got some engagement, John.
There we go. There we go. It's a win. It's a win.
So yeah, no, and I totally agree with you, man. I do know that I gravitate a little bit towards the buyer side only because you're trying to build the clientele, and a lot of it is coming from lead generation apps or lead generation. For me,
Yep.
the website, right? So that let me tell you something. Back up a little bit. That listing that I took today, the one that I put on the market on Bracy,
Hmm.
that's an organic website lead.
Very nice.
Like somebody typed in their address on my website. You know, we've talked about how I'm trying to create organic leads and clients. That's an organic lead, man. And I'll be 100%. I'm not exactly sure what was the landing page for it, but I know it's organic because it says it there when I, or and where it says, hey, where it's coming from, it's an organic lead. Let me ask you another question. This is a little bit more difficult to answer, I think. You have a buyer, and you know he's being put or she's being put in a situation where the earnest money is starting to be jeopardized. Do you say, hey, we're running out of days for financing? I think we either uh maybe they don't want the house or something. I don't know. I guess the question I'm trying to ask is, do you fight for the earnest money, or do you say, sabes que, forget about it, move forward, peace of mind?
Ah, man. At the end of the day, I don't like to see anybody lose money. Period.
Right.
At the end of the day, I don't like to see them lose money. Period. I will say this: one thing that I do with any deal is I look for every I look for every scenario to make that deal work.
Hmm.
There is no dead deal. There's no dead deal in my mind until it's an absolute dead deal. If there's a chance that if there's a chance I could save it some way or another, we're going to get it done. Uh,
Right.
may have to extend the closing date, may have to, change lenders, change title companies, whatnot, give or take. There's no dead deal until it's officially dead.
And who calls it dead? Can the seller say, sabes que, I'm not calling it a day, I'm done?
They can say I'm not going to extend. I'm not going to continue on. Could be the lender saying, hey, you know what? We've tried to resuscitate this as much as possible. There's just nothing that can be done.
Yeah.
Um, but I will say this: when it comes to the earnest money, you got to evaluate it on a case by case basis because there are legal aspects to it.
Hmm.
There are legal aspects to it. But at the end of the day, what we do is advise the clients
Hmm.
on what they can do and what they can't do.
Right.
If they want to seek that legal advice, that's the best thing they can do. But at the end of the day, they got to ask themselves: is pursuing the litigation, pursuing the legal aspect, really worth it?
Hmm. I feel that. So I was once in a situation. I mean, I lost my train of thought 'cause I wanted to talk about this story. Um, where I I had it in my head right now as you mentioned it, and then I lost my train of thought, and so I'm not gonna remember it. But if I do remember it, I'll come back to it in a different post in a different video. Let's go ahead and move forward, man. Like I said, I know it's getting late, and I do want to talk a little bit about the next segment, a little bit off topic segments, off topic bullshit. Have you ever done jury duty
I have.
all the way thinking through like actual deliberation?
No, did not get selected because I knew too many people involved in the trial.
No way.
Yep, I knew on both sides. I knew the defendant and I knew the plaintiff.
Oh.
And the case was about livestock, which I know about livestock, so I was completely eliminated from the whole thing.
Ah, man.
Funny
Um.
story. What funny story though? That was actually on my birthday,
Ah, sorry.
so
Well,
I got to spend my birthday at the courthouse all day.
you know what, dude? And so as a teacher, I was always told, hey, obviously you got your jury duty, and all my friends and colleagues would always tell me, hey, there's ways for you to get out of it. And so all the while I was like, but yeah, I can see I don't want to miss work, I don't want to go to school half days or whatever the situation may be. But this time I got selected, and I go back to this whole idea of manifestation. That says I want to be on the actual jury. Like I want to be on the jury to deliberate it. And I'll tell you what, man, I enjoyed my experience as a jury member. I've always said I probably should have been a lawyer. Like I love the system. Well, let me rephrase. I don't know all the systems, so I just know that when I was there at jury duty, so I go to the main box, the main selection. They select 36, and they send us out to our courtrooms. And then from there, they select. Since it was a civil case, they only selected six. And I'll be honest with you, man. I was intrigued. I was interested. I pulled a objection from one of the attorneys, and I was like, "Yes, I got one." So I was really excited, man. We got an opportunity to be on the actual jury of six, with a seventh being the alternative. I was number three, and at the end of the day, when we deliberated, dude, it, I have heard people take 10 minutes to deliberate. I have heard people take days to deliberate. I think we took about an hour and a half to deliberate, and it was a very fun experience because amongst the six individuals that deliberated, we looked at everything and all the evidence and all the facts. And I think for me, it was just an experience because I enjoyed it. And I always taught when I was teaching math, when I taught geometry, there was something called truth tables. If this, then that, the logic. And so I always like to incorporate that with some of my students that maybe I thought could be lawyers. Hey guys, you talk a little bit about if this and truth tables and logics and that, all of that. Lawyers obviously take this and they take it to the next level, right? So I always thought that was cool, man, and I enjoyed my experience there as a member of the jury. That's my off-topic bullshit topic. That's my off-topic bullshit topic, brother. But in other news, I go back to this topic that everything happens for a reason, bro. And I got an opportunity to experience that, and maybe I'm not gonna be a lawyer, right? But it was a fun experience.
Hey, but you can represent lawyers.
I'm sorry.
You can represent lawyers.
Oh, in a transaction.
Yeah.
I'm trying to help a buddy out, but he is an attorney, and I know that he's talked about in the future maybe placing an offer on a commercial property. But I know that he's talked about him doing it himself with whatever contracts he can write up and whatnot. So I was like, look, I'll offer my experience and my expertise. If you need any help, let me know, and we'll see what we can work out later down the line if he does decide to go that route. So, but he's an attorney. He's a good friend of mine. Went to college together, and great
Nice.
guy. Yeah. What about TVs, bro? I know we mentioned Yellowstone a little bit. I do want to talk about Yellowstone a little bit, but let's talk a little bit about you on any TV or do you watch TV? I mean, I don't know. Do you have time for TV?
Oh yeah, yeah. Trying to get into Ted Lasso
Oh yeah, that's on
on
Apple, right?
Apple TV. Started watching the movie on Prime with Zac Efron and John Cena. Ricky Stenicki.
Yeah, Ricky Stenicki. Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
made I made Anita watch the trailer today in the office, and she's like, okay, she's like, I might watch this.
yeah. But okay. So, what's your opinion? What's your take on John Cena as an actor?
Dude, he's not a bad actor, to be honest with
Really, you think he's not bad? I think
you.
he's
Not at
horrific.
all. Not at all. I mean,
Right?
he fits the roles that he plays.
Really?
Yeah, he fits the roles that he plays.
I don't know, man. I don't think he's
Uh,
a great actor. I, Ricky Stenicki was all right.
obviously, Madison's got us watching Miss Rachel on YouTube.
Uh huh. I don't know what Miss
So
Rachel is.
uh, Miss Rachel is toddler show, learning shapes and colors and numbers, and but really incorporating sign language into it.
Oh wow.
So
So you got
my
that poop?
I don't think she covers that one.
No, that's I learned that one from Meet the Fockers.
So so our nephew, he's up in Canada right now. Be moving back to Texas here in a few months. He's gonna be 2 next Monday, and he already knows about 20 words in sign language.
Wow.
Yeah, from that show, Miss Rachel.
Is that
It's on
what?
you. It's on YouTube.
But like, what's the purpose of it? Just so that they can learn language before they learn language?
Just just so so they could learn before they get to school.
Mm.
You know, again, going back to counting and shapes and colors and animals and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
Got you. Got you.
but Yellowstone is a good show.
Yeah. So me and my wife, we like to watch shows together, and I've seen Suits twice. Right. I don't know if
Hmm.
I've told you this. I've seen Suits twice. I like it. I like Yellowstone because there's a lot of that country versus industrialism versus I really what I pay attention to is where all the ifs and thens, like if this happens and it's kind of like a chess match. I think that's what I really like about that world. It's just a chess match, and but we've been watching it, man, and I wanted to bring it up because uh you're talking about real estate, or they talk about real estate a lot in terms of like the reservation trying to take over a part of the Yellowstone Ranch, or vice versa, trying to grow and expand. Proper, at least where I'm at right now, they're talking about property acquisitions, and they're
Hmm.
talking about devaluing the Yellowstone Ranch so that the casino can grow, can come in and grow and make money. And so I was like, man, that's really interesting. So I thought, and I'm real into it because of all that, the real estate side of things, with the country and the bringing in of what is it that Dan Jenkins is trying to bring in some I guess like subdivisions or grow and make subdivisions in the area. So I'm real into it, man, because of that. And then you got the daughter of Kevin Costner saying, dude, she's a real fucking bitch. She's a
But
real.
too, there's also government programs in that show that landowners can take advantage of to basically have a little bit of income coming in. I mean, you're not going to get rich off of it,
Right.
but there are some government programs that they talk about on that show that they're doing that they could take advantage of.
Like which ones?
Oh man, you got the CRP program, which is basically the government paying you not to do anything to your land, basically just let it grow, be natural.
Mm-hmm.
That one that's typically like a 10-year plan.
Uh-huh.
And I'd have to go back and watch what the rest of them are, but there's I want to say there's 2 or 3 in there.
Well, I mean, I've just been real into it, man. Like because I it's cowboys and Indians and all that good stuff, but I've enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I like it. Like I said, when you hear this girl Beth, and when you hear Jamie, and when you hear their stories, and I've enjoyed it. I think it's a great show. And
Hey,
go ahead.
don't lie. We all know you really watch Selling Sunset.
Which one?
Selling Sunset.
Selling Sunset. I'll be honest with you, no, I don't. But I do know what that is. It's the one with that's the one where it's all these real estate agents, and they're trying to they go back and forth, right? It's kind of like HGTV. Or am I
Yeah,
talking
it's
about
on
the?
Netflix.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, I'm gonna ask you the last question of the day, only because I experienced this today. Again, off topic bullshit. Do you go to the barber shop?
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Uh
Where do
huh.
you go?
My last time that I went to the barber shop, I actually went to Giovanna's husband over in Westlaco. Went to go see Luis over there at Ace of Fades.
I haven't gone that way yet. It's
Um,
it's too far for me, but I also don't have hair.
Oh, that's
So
true too. That's true too. Uh, Prior to that, I was up in Austin for the Texas Realtors Winter Conference. If y'all haven't checked out Finley's Barbershop in Austin, you need to go check that one out.
nice. We'll do. We'll do. So the reason I asked this question, dude, is because I've been going to the barber shop now for about a month and a half. And I go for my beard, not for my head, obviously. I went to Caveman Barbershop.
Mm-hmm.
They do a good job. They do a good job. I was just I guess I said I was just trying different things. Today I tried 777. It's there off of 495. It's a new barbershop. They just opened up, and I think they did a great job with my beard. Not to mention, the barber decides to also use a straight razor on my head, dude. Like I had a couple of spots that I had missed this morning, and they do this thing right here. That's. And I was like, dude, that feels so good, man. It felt awesome, bro. Uh, so, so props to them. Props to them. I think it's I don't go to the barber shop very often, but when I do, man, I'm gonna start letting them shave my head just for fun. They only charge
There
me
you go.
$5 for my whatever hairs I missed on my head, but it was fun, man. I enjoyed it, and then they scrubbed my head with apricot something. I forgot what it was, but they scrubbed it, and dude, my head's super shiny right now, and I mean, it was fantastic, dude. They exfoliated my head, and I enjoyed it. But shout out to them, 777. They just opened up, and that's kind of wanted to just talk about it real quickly. But without further ado, brother, I know it's late. If you have anything else to add to this, my friend, feel free to add. If
Yeah, I mean,
not,
you should really get Barbara Moffat on the show.
Barbara Moffat, dude, do you know that she came out on the? I'm gonna show you something before we go. Let me see. Window. Uh, Facebook. I had no idea, bro. Hold on. Let me bust it out open real quickly before I show it to you guys. Um, where is it? Where is it? Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
All right. So Barbara comes out here. I don't know if you know that.
No, where at?
In 1908. Yeah, check it out. Watch. Where is it? See, can you see it? Can you see her? She's right here. that was Martha who did that. But I was watching this picture that dude, and I was like, that's a cool picture of McAllen and Barbara Martha goes, hey, did you see Barbara? I was like, no. And so she sure enough puts it right here. That was hilarious, man.
I tell you
But
what. I tell you what. That she is a wealth of knowledge.
yeah, if she is. Yes, she is. She's a wealth of
And
knowledge. You
so,
cut off there. I don't know if you cut off or if I cut off, but you cut off there. But yeah, she is a wealth of
no,
knowledge, bro. We could all of a sudden have her. I think I need to figure out how to do the in-person podcast. That way we can go ahead and do something there at the office and have her, speak, and maybe we can do like a 3-person, 4-person panel or something to that effect, where we're just all kind of chilling there and talking. That's something we'll figure out something later down the road.
yeah, we'll figure something out.
Yes, sir. All right, man. John, I want to thank you very much for being on the show today. I know it's not easy to take time out of your day to be here and spend talking about some bullshit. But thank you very much for being here, John. And just hang back real quickly while I end all of this. And if anybody, again, has any questions, feel free to call us. We do have Jonathan Lindley and myself here, Luciano Martinez. We're with Remax Platinum. Jonathan is going to be my broker and mentor, and he is the owner of Remax Platinum. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us, DM us, contact us, email us, whatever floats your boat. John, hang back real quick. We're gonna go ahead and end this again. If you have any questions, reach out. You have a good one. Thank you so much.